how do I heal a broken heart? Like, a lot of different things in our life can break our hearts, specifically in relationships, which I think this is what it's about, but other things in life can easily break our hearts, like people abandoning us when we really need them. So instead of how do I heal my broken heart, I'm going to change it, how can I move on from a broken heart? That's the advice I'm going to give. So the first thing is let yourself experience all those emotions of a broken heart. Cry if you need to. Be alone if you need to. Isolate yourself from everyone else if you need to, okay? I think that is one of the most important things you can do for yourself. You should not hide it from anyone. You should confide in someone you love or a close friend that you trust. You have to keep talking about it, because the thing about a broken heart is it's always gonna feel like a scar forever. Like, I'm not gonna lie and tell you, oh, I'm just gonna say these things and you will magically feel better and you will magically heal, but that's not how it works. You have to work on yourself every single day if you want to heal. And so that comes with understanding how you got there in the first place, right? Like, how did I get my heart broken? Was it the other person who initiated everything, or was it you that made a mistake? And all these different things, they interconnect, but you have to try to understand why it happened. Once you do, let yourself feel all those emotions. And I believe everyone, should forgive. I know it's hard to forgive people, but sometimes that's the best way to let somebody go, is I wish you the best, I forgive you, I'm gonna move on. And so the second thing is, after you let yourself cope in whatever way that you want to, don't let anyone tell you how to cope, especially with a broken heart. There's a lot of things people cannot tell you at that time. So just do what you need to do. Obviously, please take care of your health, please eat right, please make sure you have some sort of routine, because it's gonna take a really hard hit on your mental health as well as your physical health. That emotional baggage out and you release it, you need to work on, how do I move on? How do I grow from this situation? So the thing that broke my heart was my family breaking apart. My dad left when I was like in high school. He left for a good 5 years, and that period of my life really broke my heart, because everything around me changed. My family was falling apart to pieces, like a lot of detrimental things that I experienced as a kid. But that's actually what pushed me to grow up so freaking fast and mature this brain so that I could take care of my family. Yeah, it just happened like that. I didn't expect anything. I never saw it coming. So sometimes don't be so hard on yourself to be like, I should have saw it coming. There are red flags, but sometimes there aren't. They're not visible to the eye. So don't be too hard on yourself, okay? That's like a number one tip I want to tell you guys. That broke my heart to pieces for years and years, and I'm still healing. It's odd, but my dad came back into the picture and I now have to deal with that, so this whole healing your heart is a journey. It's a process. It's not something that's just gonna happen overnight, okay? That's an unrealistic goal. Please set realistic goals for yourself, okay? Like, maybe if it's about relationships, start dating again when you feel ready, or start making new friends, do different things. Sometimes if we focus so much on what broke our heart, it's gonna be so hard to heal. So you have to think outside of your heart and your emotions and think like, I should do something, be active and do something, because it might remind you of that person, sure, but if you develop enough love for whatever it is that you decide to do, it's gonna become new love to you. And that's exactly what you need. If you have a broken heart, you need new love, you need new growth, and you need it for yourself, okay? I understand maybe another person could heal your heart, but what if they break it again? This is why you have to fortify who you are right now, in yourself, within yourself, and your inner growth. that is what you have to work on, especially if you want to move on and, come out of this a stronger person. That's what you have to do. So how do I move on? Okay, so there are many things you can do. So first, you keep writing about it, you keep reflecting about it until it just keeps repeating in your memory. And then you start doing things. So you start doing active things, and you might remember here and there, but it's going to get you active. It's going to get you out there again. And that's the second thing that you need to do, is put yourself out there again. No matter how hard it is, no matter if you don't feel like you look good, no matter if you feel like you just can't do it again, you have to do it. You have to put yourself out there, or you will not escape this trauma, okay? You cannot escape it. You can only let that part grow within you. When I think about a scar, I'll always have it. I'll always have it, but it'll remind me how freaking strong I am for withstanding that trauma and continuing to allow myself to grow and to be happy. That's the most powerful thing that you could do for yourself, is to empower your heart, okay? And so the next thing I would do, once you learn to empower yourself and take better care of yourself mentally and physically, you're gonna try to reinvent yourself. That's exactly what you're gonna do, okay? And it's gonna be a little weird. You're gonna be like, am I really this person? But without this person, I didn't feel like this, but now I like this. But it's like all these things, and now you don't have to focus on another person. You gotta focus 100% on yourself. And that's the most important thing about self-healing, guys, is you get to use all that time you spent with toxic conversations, toxic beliefs. You just let it go. You let it go, okay? And you just move on. And by moving on, I mean you try to develop and look at your beliefs again. Like, you look at your values again. You evaluate them, okay? You need to figure out who you are again, because you are no longer that person. You are shedding old skin, and that is no longer you, okay? I need you to know that that is no longer you. This is who you are now, the person who is trying their best to work on themselves. And honestly, that is the best thing you can do to heal a broken heart, is realizing, yep, it happened. I had a broken heart. Talk about it to other people. Share your story about other people, because they most likely went through the same struggles as you, okay? And it feels really good to confide in someone who has really experienced what you have been through, because they get it, they understand. And from there, you're just gonna share your struggles and your vulnerabilities, and you're gonna grow together and realize, like, wow, we're in the same boat, so I should try my best to move on, because they are too. Or if they're not, they're struggling, why don't you help them try to move on? Because it could help you move on too when you help somebody else. That's another thing I want to tell you guys, is when you learn to help somebody else, you kind of forget about your own problems, because you're out of your own bubble. You're like, oh, about this, all the little details about you, they don't matter, because now your heart is on the line for somebody else, okay? And that's the one thing that healed me, guys, was my heart was for my family that was broken and crushed. That's why I went to school to study psychology, to understand, how is this going to affect my 7-year-old brother with abandonment issues? How is this going to affect my, my other brother? I think about it all the time. And when I went to school, I gained so much knowledge about how to handle this, this trauma, and how to make sure that my brothers are going to be okay, make sure that my mom is going to be okay, because clearly she wasn't. I'm not going to go into details, but it's just a lot, okay? Imagine just everything comes crashing down on me, but that is how I healed myself. I focused on my family, on mending them, and then I got independent as fuck, okay? High school is really hard, but I had really good support. So that's another thing you need, especially if you want to heal a broken heart, is you need support. Support is going to help you move on, because they're going to push you to do things that you didn't want to do, or push things that were scary, but they want the best for you. That's what support is. That's what real raw support is. So find those people in your life and tell them, I will accept your support. That's ultimately how I healed my broken heart, and he was there for me every step of the way. I was suffering with really bad abandonment issues. I couldn't accept love, so I didn't believe he loved me, so I pushed him away, I shoved him away, I did all these horrible things, but it doesn't make me a horrible person. it's just because I didn't heal my trauma yet, you know? Oh, I'm getting so emotional, but I don't want you to blame yourself if you feel like a terrible person, because trauma makes you that way. It makes you think you are a shitty person, but you are not, okay? I have learned to love and been in a relationship for 9 years now, and I am so happy. And it's actually, it happened right when my dad left, you know? And I don't know if it's a miracle or anything, but I believe in when you help somebody else, you can heal faster. Because when you help somebody else, you realize that I need to help myself, right? Because if you don't help yourself first, how do you help somebody else? So that's the biggest lesson that I learned, was I need to get myself straight. I need to be independent. I need to learn more. I need to, you know, take all these courses to help me understand this issue of trauma and how it happens and all these things. And honestly, that healed me. And now I'm a healer, guys. This is all I want to do with my life. It's a lot, trust me, a lot of trauma to deal with, but the only way you're gonna get through it is if you can get your head out of your head and into somebody else's for a minute, okay? And you have to realize, I am only one person, okay? Meaning that you are a fragile being, okay? You can be as emotional as you want, but the thing about our hearts, guys, is that it doesn't fully heal, but it gets stronger, okay? I'm such a stronger person now than who I was before with my broken heart. Because even before the broken heart, I was shy, I was timid. I'm not gonna say having a broken heart is beautiful, because it is not. It is ugly, it is terrifying, it is scary, it is all the bad names I could name. But moving on and getting out from that broken heart is beautiful. It's so empowering. It's the most empowering feeling I've ever felt in my life. It's healing, okay? So you have to heal every single day. Do things for yourself every single day, okay? And one day when you feel like you are almost healed, you are almost there, you're gonna look back at this and just be like, wow, that pushed me to who I am now. Or wow, I can't believe I was able to overcome that. And once you overcome something as difficult as trauma that repeats itself like that, you're gonna feel like you can overcome anything. Because honestly, that is one of the most worst experiences to have, is a broken heart. But that's why there's so many beautiful movies about how to heal yourself. And for me, I also turned to movies because I needed to get out of my own freaking head, you know? It was too much for me. So I watched other movies and I learned, how do other people heal? I read books on love and advice. How do other people heal? And just reading about people's experiences, you know, they could be worse than mine, they could be better than mine, but that doesn't matter. It's that you're listening. You're actually listening to what these people had to go through. And that, my friend, is called empathy. Okay, you really feel that person because you are in that same situation, and those things will make you think differently about life, trust me. So that's another thing. Find knowledge, find reading, find movies that are about what you are experiencing, and try to find the best way to understand it, okay? And that will help you so much. I wish someone told me that, because obviously I learned that later on in life, you know? But yeah, I'm wishing you the best of luck, and please don't be so hard on yourself, okay? And I'm here for you because I know exactly what it felt like, and I can feel that those trauma of emotions coming. But the difference is now, because I have overcome it and I have tried my best every single day to overcome it, I am calm, you know? I'm calm. I have clarity in my life. I know what I love. I know what I value, and you will get there, okay? Just do not give up on yourself, and do not let your friends give up on you, okay? Don't be an asshole to your friends. If they want to help you, let them help you, okay? Man, I I think this is the toughest advice I'd ever had to give, and I hope it helps you. This is just from my personal experience. Everyone suffers heartbreak easily. I know a lot of girls, we change our looks immediately because we don't want to be that person anymore, but sometimes those things don't really help, you know? Sometimes you have to really think about the inner stuff that actually matters, and not a lot of people can see what is in your inner growth, but the fact that you can is a milestone, okay? So I'm wishing you the best of luck on healing your broken heart. You will be okay. Thank you so much for asking this question. I know it takes a lot to put yourself out there, so I'm really proud of you. Okay. Bye.